taking God out of the picture, Green said. If you look at the Gospels and you go and study the Gospels, every person who came to Christ with a physical need. It was either hunger or a disease. End quote. Some argue those in the Bible scripture who suffered from, quote, demon possession and asking to have that demon cast out was a spiritual need, end quote, but even that was manifest as physical health issues, according to Green. People go to God because of a physical need, and they walk away with a spiritual need met, he said. Mike Weinstein, president of the Military Religious Freedom Foundation, which is an excellent organization that you should definitely take a moment to Google, said he was alarmed by the comments. No shit. That they were more proof that Green was unfit to be the Army secretary. Green would likely view, would likely view soldiers through the, quote, prism of his religious views, end quote, and single out those who did not fit in with his faith. The military allowed gay troops to serve openly in 2011 and last year permitted service by transgender troops.
He's being attacked for his faith.
He's being targeted for his faith. Targeted for his faith.
Absolutely.
There are occasions where being targeted for your faith is the correct response.
It's sort of
and this is one of them.
Yeah.
When your faith is that horrendous.
Yeah.
Then okay.
You'd think so.
Yeah.
I like how he said they walk in with a physical need and leave with a spiritual need met. That kind of implies that the physical need was not met.
Yeah, or at least that their physical need brought them in, but let me tell you a sermon I know. Yeah, fuck this.
This physical body is a temporary thing anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Catholics have the resurrection of the body as well, although that doesn't get around as well. It's sort of like, you're targeting people for their faith. You're targeting people for their faith, but that guy's a Muslim. Like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Do you really have a problem with evaluating people based on what they believe, or just you? I don't know.
Yeah. Actually, I want to go back to like the very first bit of, universal healthcare being
ungodly.
Ungodly. A tool for secular society to turn people away from the church. So he's basically advocating for more suffering.
Yeah.
Right. To put asses in pews.
And much like Mother Teresa.
That's where I was going to go.
Suffering is, it makes you so wonderful.
It brings you closer to God. I don't ever quote memorize because I can't bring myself to take the time to memorize it word for word, but I'm barely paraphrasing here. It's, I don't want to reduce the suffering of the poor. It brings them closer to Christ or something, as Christ suffered.
Yeah. I keep wondering if Christians, when they're saying the word morality, don't suddenly just burst into flame, because it's like
there's no God to make them burst into flame when they say it.
That must be it.
Well, in any case, he withdrew his nomination, which is good. But thank you to Joan for, I hope that I'm pronouncing your name correctly. It's got two N's. Joan, for bringing that to our attention.
Yes, thank you.
So, do you want to hit us with your first story?
Yeah, I suppose.
What do we get?
So the title of this is "Pedophilia Isn't the Main Problem with Catholic Priests. Homosexuality is."
Wrong?
Personally, I want to talk about
Sorry.
I want to talk more about just kind of that in particular, because I read this and it's vile. It really is. Although there was one tidbit that I wasn't aware of that's interesting. Homosexuality has been normalized, officially approved, ratified, and okayed since the American Psychiatric Association removed homosexuality from the roster of mental disorders in 1973.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, that was the DSM.
Completely normalized.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How about that?
Everyone's okay with it now.
It's actually one little thing that I thought was really funny.